As we know, people, Manchester City are chasing Jude Bellingham, Borussia Dortmund ace, a player that we have been admiring ourselves for quite some time, haven't we? We've played against Jude Bellingham 4 times in the last 2 seasons. He had an excellent World Cup for England, and he is definitely sought after by a lot of the top teams in European football. And with an aging midfielder, we have an Ilkay Gundogan and a very unsettled player in Bernardo Silva, who definitely looks like he's going out the door once and for all, because he's been looking to do it for a while now. This coming summer, we are in the market for a new midfielder. Now, obviously, with Bellingham being so good, it was only natural that we would be interested, and City, I'm pretty sure, have made their interest clear, or at least journalists have said City's interest is obvious, and they're going to pursue, and they're going to try hard to get Jude Bellingham. It's natural. We know when to refresh. We know when to bring in young players and to keep the cycle going. We don't want the team to go stale and have to fix a problem before it arises. We fix the problem well before it arises. This is how City operate. Now, the 3 clubs most linked with Jude Bellingham were, of course, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Real Madrid. Positive development in terms of the Real Madrid situation from our perspective, which is that Ancelotti has more than likely ruled out any move for Jude Bellingham to Real Madrid. I have a quote here from Ancelotti. I'll read it out. You can take it as you will, but the way I take it is he's happy with the squad he has. He does have a couple of young midfielders, and he seems to not be interested in pushing too hard for Jude Bellingham, because we know that the quoted figures seem to be getting higher by the week as to what you'd have to pay to acquire Jude Bellingham. People saying 120. I've seen 140 in the last day or two. This is in euros, 140 million euros. I think we're more likely to spend it than anybody. I'll get into that after I show you the quotes. Anyway, the quote is, Bellingham has shown at the World Cup that he's a great midfielder, but so have others. Ancelotti said, this is via Marca, by the way. Enzo Fernandez has played very well, Gavi and Pedri as well. Bellingham is one of those very good midfielders, but I'll stick with the ones we have. So it seems like, I don't know, is this a tactic Ancelotti's using to just take the attention off Real Madrid and let them do their business in silence? That would be very unlike Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't do anything in silence. When Real Madrid want a player, they get all their propaganda wheels together and they push it to the world and put pressure on the player and pressure on the player's agent. So this is very unlike Real Madrid. I get the feeling based off this that they are pulling out or semi-ruling out any real push to sign Jude Bellingham. I think this leaves the window open for us and Liverpool. Obviously, the 2 other names that I said are City and Liverpool. But if we're going to compete with Liverpool, I still think we win that race as well. I think with the figures quoted, are Liverpool likely to spend 140 million euros, which would be what, about 100 and... I don't know my currency exchanges. I'm going to ballpark at 125 million pounds. Are Liverpool likely to spend that? I don't think so. Liverpool fans, you can get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on this. I'm sure you'll come for me in the comments and say, no, he's our player. We're getting him. His dad supports Liverpool. His dad has Liverpool bed sheets. I don't want, listen, let's keep it real, have a good conversation here. My guess is Liverpool would rather use that kind of money to invest in more players than just one. They're not going to spend 140 million euros on Jude Bellingham and say, 60 to 70 on Caicedo, and maybe they need another player or 2 as well. They don't have that kind of money to play around with Liverpool, or even if they do, they're not likely to spend it. FSG aren't that kind of ownership. They aren't that kind of business model. They don't go and splash the cash the way other clubs would, like poor old Chelsea, who we made light work of yesterday. Look where that's got them. Liverpool. But listen, in terms of Liverpool's pursuit of Jude Bellingham, Jose Enrique, former Liverpool ace, as he is written down as in this article, I don't know, was he ever an ace? He says on the Jude Bellingham to Liverpool situation, Reds, if this is true, we are out of the race for Bellingham. Gundogan is finishing contract in the summer. This is on the reports that Man City are allegedly stepping up their interest in Jude Bellingham and stepping up their efforts as written in this article. So it seems that Liverpool ace, Jose Enrique, is not feeling optimistic about this, and he's obviously in the game. He'd know agents, he'd know people, and I'm sure he's hearing things, but I'm sure plenty of others are too. I wouldn't rule out Liverpool whatsoever. My hunch is that yes, there probably is an inclination for Jude Bellingham to go to Liverpool. He probably wants to go there based on just the things that we know about him as a person and his family. Apparently he does have a lot of Liverpool fans in his family, but listen, you only have one career. You only have one career and you want to make the most of it. Jack Grealish is doing that. He left his boyhood club and the club that he loves the most. I know Bellingham isn't a boyhood Liverpool fan, but we're being told by top Reds that his family support Liverpool. But you know what I'm getting at, people here. You know what I'm getting at. City, you're more likely to win trophies. You'll get a bigger pay packet. We will pay the fee that Dortmund want, I would imagine, because we only need to spend that kind of money on one player. I don't think we need a massive overhaul. We don't need to clear out a massive amount of players. We don't need to bring in a massive amount of players. We just need that one little refreshment in midfield who will bring in that immediate quality, that immediate impact that we can rely on. And I think Bellingham has that. So we're more likely to spend the money than Liverpool. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments about all this, of course. The reason I don't think we need to go out and acquire 2 and 3 midfielders the same way Liverpool is because we've just made business, haven't we? According to Fabrizio Romano 6 hours ago, he says, or 6 hours ago at the time of recording, Manchester City will complete the deal for Massimo Perrone in the next few days. All parties are working together, documents sealed. We've signed this Perrone guy. He's a midfielder. We spent 8 million on him. We have very good history with young South American players. I believe he's Argentinian. City wouldn't sign this guy unless they saw some serious potential and a serious future for him at the club. And when I say at the club, I mean at Manchester City and not CFG, because it has been made clear by those involved in the deal or those reporting on the deal that he is not a CFG signing. We won't be shipping him off to Melbourne or Girona or any of these sister clubs. He will be a part of Manchester City's first team squad. So clearly there's a plan for him to be part of our midfield rebuild with, De Bruyne's aging too. Gundogan looks like he's probably going to leave. Bernardo looks like he's probably going to leave. Well, maybe not Gundo, we don't know. But he's aging anyway. You know what I'm getting at here, people. He won't be able to do 90 minutes every single week. So bringing in Perrone, a young lad, is only going to help us. And then we can spend the big cash on the big reliable midfielder who's still young too, in Jude Bellingham. I think all roads point to a pretty positive pursuit of Jude Bellingham for Manchester City. Finances, competing with the other clubs in Real Madrid and Liverpool. Ancelotti seems like he's not overly interested in Jude Bellingham or signing him. I think Liverpool do really want him, based off all their top journalist reports. They do really want him, but can they compete with us financially? Can they compete with us for trophy guarantee? Can they compete with us for European football guarantee? There's absolutely no guarantee that Liverpool end up in the Champions League next season. With the way they're dropping stinkers right now, it doesn't look great for them. It's looking a bit peak, isn't it? So listen, I'm happy with these updates. We know how City move. I spoke about how Real Madrid don't operate in silence. We tend to operate more silently. I'm not saying we do everything completely behind the wall and no one knows what's going on, but we're a bit more silent in the way we do our transfer business than Real Madrid. So I'm happy with this. I think this would be a great deal, and I really hope City pursue it. I really, really hope we push to get this guy over the line, because he's one that we could have for the next 10, 15 years. And he would also have that immediate impact because we know how good he is right now. So listen, get down below in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the whole Bellingham deal. It's obviously going to be a massively talked about one, and the media coverage is only going to ramp up as the weeks and months go on. We've been told by other journalists that we're going to know his decision by the end of January, mid-February. So it could get very interesting. And of course, I will cover it all as it unfolds, and we'll talk about it on streams too with Joe and Dara. Please, if you would, leave a quick like on the video. It's free to do, and it massively, massively helps the channel. We're on the road to 5K. So subscribe, of course, if you're new too. We'd love to hit 5K as soon as possible. It's a goal we're so excited to hit. And we'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Good night and God bless. Listen